Here's the truth for this Barbie. She fell in love with her Ken during one of those destination weddings. She then came home asking for a divorce with the expectation that Ken would take her. She could not wait to be with Ken, and she ran without anything because Ken was wealthy. When Ken rejected her, she did not have anything. She risked her children's safety for an imaginary relationship with Ken.
Until this day, I get blamed for how severely he screwed my life up. I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink anything without feeling pain and pain, true pain. And I get blamed for feeling this way. And it is just ridiculous how someone can hurt you so much, and just expect you to move on from it and not care and just move on like as if nothing happened. And I will never wish this pain on anyone.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
No one can tell me that posting your lowest moments to social media and adding music to the background is nothing more than a need for attention and validation from strangers, because that's what these women live for.
I'm 24, single mom of 2, and I just lost everything. Hi, my name's Bria, nice to meet you. That was me about 3.5 years ago. Went through a very, very ugly divorce, walked away with absolutely nothing but my 2 precious children, and I'd do it all over again. So, little bit about me. I was a very successful destination wedding photographer and built my business from the ground up. I ended up buying a beautiful horse property house to raise my children at, and realized that the person I was with was not the person that I should be spending my life with. So I decided to file for divorce. Well, me being me, having a huge heart of gold, I decided my money was our money. And he decided his money was his money. So I opened a joint bank account that had all of our money in it. I paid for the down payment of the house. Girls, learn from me and do not make my mistake. So, when I decided to leave, he decided to take everything. I left with absolutely nothing to my name. I left in a U-Haul. I moved from California to Florida in a U-Haul. And no car, because he wanted to make sure all the cars were in his name and not mine, aka power. Do not let a man do that to you, okay? Make sure you are on there as a co-signer. You're on there just by yourself. Well, me being me and me being young, thinking love is love and no one would do anything to hurt you, false. So, I left with about $10,000 to my name, a U-Haul full of everything, and my 2 children.
She is an absolute liar. No court in California would allow a woman with 2 kids to walk away with absolutely nothing. Bare minimum, the court would force them to sell the house and cars, no matter whose name they're in, then split the money.
I spent about 4 months using my double stroller as a car for 4 months, I would say. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with a blow-up mattress for another 4 months because it took a while for me to get from absolutely nothing back on my feet because, mind you, I lost my photography business as well because of COVID. So COVID happened, weddings got shut down, I stepped away. So now here's this single mom of 2, basically homeless, thinking life is never going to get better. How did I get here and how do I get out of it? So there was days, weeks, months where I'm crying my eyes out because I didn't have enough to buy food just for breakfast. I didn't have enough for anything. And I'm just here to tell you that if you keep pushing and you keep believing in yourself, everything's going to be okay. It's going to work out in your favor. I'm still not, now I'm 27, so 3.5 years later, because I'm going to be 28 in like 2 days, but I'm still not where I want to be in life. However, I'm a lot closer to where I want to be in life because of the fact that no matter how impossible it felt, I refused to give up. I refuse to take the easy way out and just say, you know, this is the cards that God gave me. No. I said, I don't like these cards and I'm going to do everything in my power to get out of this. So, if you need support, if you need help, if you need anything, feel free to reach out to me because I love supporting other females. If you need a job, I'm hiring. I will give you a job. Like, literally anything that you need, I will help you with because I've been there and I had absolutely no one and it sucked. So, this is just your reminder to keep going no matter how hard it gets.
These women are liars. A young woman like the second one who left her husband certainly has a family that helped her. Furthermore, I doubt that she gave up child support. The proof is that if things were so difficult, she could have left the children with their father, but she didn't. Otherwise, the money wouldn't have come. Pure lie.
So the other day, my husband, who I've been married to for 17 years, but am now going to be divorcing, told me that marrying me was the biggest mistake he's made in his life. And I responded to it with like sarcasm and kind of snark, like me, like marrying me, I'm the biggest mistake that you've ever made. Because that's how I usually have responded to those types of comments that he makes over the years. But later on, afterward, I kind of sat in my room and I actually cried.
What I find the most incredible about these women's videos is they had to decide to make them, had to set up the camera, had to then act in front of it, and then had to edit it and broadcast it. Like, what were they thinking? Who cares about their failed life?
I cried about it, like sobbed, actually. And I thought to myself that this is actually a good sign because I have spent so many years in our marriage listening to comments like that. You know, you've ruined my life. You took all my money. You're the worst person. And I've like numbed myself to it over the years. Like I just kind of numbed myself or made excuses like, oh, he's just stressed, he's angry, or he's, you know, going through a lot. And I just kind of went along with it and but to get through it, I just kind of had to numb myself. And I guess in a way, like had to diminish my own humanity to not let these things get to me. So I wouldn't like fall apart. You know, I had 2 kids to raise, a family to keep going. Like, I couldn't afford to be hurt.
He told her, over the years, what he was seeing as problems, and as she said, she would just reply with snark and sarcasm. She'd just take it. Really, what she should have said was that she never cared enough to talk about it and try to solve those issues with her husband.
You know what I mean? Now that I don't want to be married anymore, I am really telling myself that it's time for me to reclaim my humanity. And that means that there's going to be things that are going to be said to me that are going to hurt me. And I'm going to go ahead and like absorb that hurt. I'm going to feel the feelings. I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to intellectualize. I'm just going to feel it. Let my emotions freely flow. And if that means I cry, I cry. If that means I get angry, I get angry. I'm going to feel again. I'm going to be a human being again. And that's probably one of the things I'm looking forward to in this entire process is I just want to be a person again.
From everything she's said, it's all been about her. She's been perfect, and his comments were abusive. She's done nothing wrong, and the divorce is his fault, and she's happy to be out because she wants to feel again. Make that ish make sense.
So, just to be totally transparent with y'all, I've been feeling like these little pockets of sadness lately, like throughout my day. Like, it'll just be like, oh, do you remember you and your ex used to do this? Or like, oh, do you remember? And it's frustrating because I feel like I'm past that point of like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm past any point, honestly. I'm just trying to let healing come and go. But something I saw on TikTok last night, it was like a quote, and it talked about how you don't just let go once. You let go again, and then again, and then again, and then again. And that really helped me. Like, it's talking about how you let go when you see their favorite soup on sale and you don't buy it. Like, you let go when you, like, it's the anniversary of, you know, something with them. You let go when, like you see something that they used to love or whatever it may be. And I don't know, that made me feel like, honestly, just a lot better, because I want to remind y'all that it's okay to be sad. I think I'm very much type A, so I'm very like, I want to be over this. Like,
Thousands of men go through that pain after being betrayed by a woman they loved and trusted. They were building their life with her in mind and lost all of that when she was planning her life for them and using his love and money to set it up.
it's this, like, it's been 3 months, so it's this, it's been 6 months, but it's not like that. It's so, it's just okay to be sad. It's okay to give yourself grace and, don't stay in that sadness, but it's okay to have moments of sadness. And I want to remind you that. So just know that I'm always here for you, and it does get better, but also allow yourself to feel your feelings.
Girls, men have woken up to you in the games you play. It's not nice when the very games along with the rules you made up are turned on you. It must be difficult when the single, forever leftover modern women realize they will have to work for their own retirement plan. Meanwhile, every divorced single man I know is living a happy, peaceful, and wealthy life.
I literally just got divorced. I'm done. I don't ever have to see him again. That was so hard. That was so painful. I couldn't look at him. I couldn't say hi. I couldn't say bye. I just walked away. The person that I loved the most in this entire world. The person I loved most in this entire world, That was it. That's how the story ends. I loved him with everything that I was. And now it's done. Oh God, I'm fucking broken, man. I fucking hurt. I kept it together until the end. But I did that shit.
Why do women film their crying breakdowns and put it on social media? Can anyone explain this? Is it for clickbait and views because people feel sorry? Is that it? Why do women think this is a good idea? If I were a business looking to potentially hire someone and doing research and a background check, this type of stuff would cause me to back out immediately thinking they are unstable. Thanks for watching Latest Juice. Please show us your love by subscribing to this channel and liking, sharing, and commenting on this video to help us make sure the juice is worth the squeeze.